Welcome to this presentation about Alphabet, the parent company of Google and many other innovative technology companies. Alphabet is one of the most influential and valuable companies in the world, mainly due to the success of Google. Google is the well-known search engine that has become an indispensable part of daily life. Billions of people use Google to find information, communicate with each other, and shop online. But Alphabet is more than just Google. Under the umbrella of Alphabet, there are also several other companies focused on innovative technology. Think, for example, of Waymo, which is active in self-driving car technology, or Verily, which focuses on health and life sciences. In this presentation, I will describe what Alphabet does, what makes the company unique, who the customers are, and who the competitors are. Finally, I will discuss the numbers. Note that this video is not intended as financial advice but is purely informative and educational. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to like this video. Alphabet was founded in October 2015 and is the parent company of Google and a range of innovative subsidiaries. The creation of Alphabet marked an important step in the evolution of Google, which was founded in 1998 by Larry Page and Sergey Brin, two PhD students from Stanford University. With Alphabet, the founders wanted to create a structure that provided space for both Google's core activities and ambitious projects and experiments outside the search engine, such as self-driving cars, biotechnology, and artificial intelligence. Larry Page and Sergey Brin, often praised as visionaries in the technology industry, had a clear vision to use technology to solve large, complex global problems. Their idea with Alphabet was to separate risky and innovative projects, such as Waymo, autonomous vehicles, DeepMind, artificial intelligence, and Verily, health technology, from Google's profitable services, including Ads, YouTube, and Android. Sundar Pichai, who was appointed CEO of Google in 2015 and later also of Alphabet, is a crucial pivot in the organization's success. They are known for their empathetic leadership style and ability to implement complex strategic changes. Under their leadership, Alphabet has developed into one of the most valuable companies in the world, with a focus on sustainability, innovation, and inclusivity. Alphabet's management team is built around experts with diverse backgrounds, each responsible for their own division. This decentralized model allows Alphabet to remain flexible, innovate quickly, and at the same time maintain control over the company's larger vision. Thanks to this unique structure, Alphabet continues to push the boundaries of technology, from improving digital infrastructure to developing solutions that have a global impact. Alphabet has a unique structure that serves diverse markets. Let's start with the most important segment, Google Services. This includes products such as the search engine, YouTube, Google Maps, Google Play Store, and advertisements. Together, these products form the core of Alphabet's revenue stream. Advertising revenue remains the driving force, with a solid and sustainable cash flow. In the third quarter of 2024, Google Services generated an impressive $76.5 billion in revenue, accounting for no less than 87% of total revenue. This highlights the success and scale of Alphabet's core activities. Google Cloud, a rapidly growing division within the company, focuses on cloud computing, storage, and artificial intelligence for businesses. This division plays a key role in helping companies digitize and make their processes more efficient. With a revenue growth of 30% year-on-year in 2023, Google Cloud is a major growth driver. Although the segment is not yet as profitable as advertisements, it is steadily gaining market share in a market that continues to expand globally. In Q3 2024, Google Cloud reported revenue of $11.4 billion, representing 13% of total revenue. This illustrates the strategic value of this segment as a future profit area for Alphabet. And then there is Other Bets, a category that shows Alphabet's commitment to innovation. This segment includes groundbreaking projects such as Waymo, which focuses on self-driving cars, Verily, which promotes innovation in healthcare, and Wing, which experiments with drone deliveries. Although these projects represent only about 1% of total revenue, they are an important part of Alphabet's strategy to shape the future. These initiatives are seen as catalysts for long-term growth and embody Alphabet's vision to use technology to solve complex problems. In short, Alphabet offers a unique mix of established, profitable core activities and innovative projects with great growth potential. This makes the company attractive to investors looking for stability and future opportunities. Alphabet Incorporated, the parent company of Google, distinguishes itself through a unique combination of market leadership, innovation, and strategic diversification. Let's start with Google's ecosystem, which remains a dominant player in digital search solutions with over 90% market share in search engines. Platforms like YouTube and Android reinforce this leadership, while synergies between the products provide unprecedented economies of scale. Additionally, Alphabet holds a strong position in the advertising market. As the largest global player, it possesses an unparalleled database and advanced AI tools that help companies effectively reach their target audiences and optimize campaigns. Alphabet is also known as a leader in artificial intelligence. Through its subsidiary DeepMind and AI integrations in its products, the company invests heavily in this technology. This leads to improved search results, smarter ad algorithms, and innovative products like Bard, an AI-based conversational partner, and solutions within Google Cloud. These AI technologies also make a difference on a smaller scale, for example in automatic transcriptions on YouTube and image recognition in Google Photos. Through progressive innovation, Alphabet continues to stay one step ahead of its competitors. Another characteristic of Alphabet is strategic diversification into future-oriented markets. Take Waymo, a pioneer in self-driving vehicles. With commercial services in selected markets, Waymo is at the forefront of developing autonomous mobility. Then there is Google Cloud, a rapidly growing segment that helps companies worldwide modernize their IT infrastructure. And let's not forget other bets, projects like Verily and Wing that position Alphabet in emerging sectors such as healthcare and logistics, preparing it for the markets of tomorrow. Finally, Alphabet has a strong financial foundation. Thanks to high margins in core activities, the company has a robust cash position that enables innovation and growth. Moreover, Alphabet demonstrates its commitment to sustainability by striving for carbon neutrality and investing heavily in green energy projects. With a powerful combination of established activities, leadership in AI, and strategic investments in disruptive technologies, Alphabet offers investors an attractive balance between stability and growth potential. This makes the company unique in its kind. Alphabet remains one of the most forward-thinking technology companies in the world, with a wide range of growth opportunities across emerging markets. First, artificial intelligence. With generative AI like Bard, Alphabet is integrating cutting-edge technology into products such as Google Workspace, Search, and Cloud. This paves the way for new subscription models and powerful business applications. From automation to advanced data analysis, AI offers immense potential, and Alphabet is well positioned to lead. Next, autonomous mobility. Waymo, Alphabet's leader in self-driving technology, is expanding its robotaxi services to new cities and countries. This creates opportunities not only in passenger transport but also in autonomous freight and logistics solutions. These innovations could revolutionize transportation and optimize e-commerce and supply chains. In healthcare, Alphabet is driving innovation through Verily and Calico. By focusing on medical technology, personalized healthcare, and longevity research, the company is delivering societal impact while unlocking commercial potential. AI-driven healthcare solutions, such as diagnostic tools, represent an exciting new avenue for growth. Google Cloud remains a cornerstone of Alphabet's growth. With tailored solutions for industries like finance, retail, and gaming, the company is responding to increasing demand for data storage and computing power, further strengthening its position in cloud computing and digital transformation. Alphabet is also committed to sustainability. Investments in renewable energy and circular economy technologies solidify its leadership in an increasingly eco-conscious world. Finally, Alphabet is exploring new markets. From space exploration and satellite technology to fintech and e-commerce, the company continues to innovate. Initiatives like Google Pay and financial services highlight its readiness to diversify further. In summary, Alphabet's growth strategy spans artificial intelligence, autonomous mobility, healthcare, cloud computing, sustainability, and new markets. This robust foundation underscores the company's readiness for sustained growth and value creation. The largest customer group of Alphabet are the advertisers, through Google Ads. This group accounts for about 75 to 80% of Alphabet's total revenue. They use the various platforms that Google has, such as the search engine, YouTube, and the Google Advertising Network. Another important customer group are companies that use Google Cloud. These customers are responsible for about 10 to 15% of Alphabet's revenue. These companies use Google Cloud Platform, or GCP, for cloud services, data storage, AI, and machine learning. These customers are active in various sectors, such as finance, retail, healthcare, and government. Customers who use Google Workspace, such as Gmail, Docs, and Drive, also fall into this category. Google Cloud is a growing and increasingly important source of income for Alphabet. Then there are the Android users, who contribute about 5 to 8% of Alphabet's total revenue. This includes billions of users of the Android operating system. App developers for the Android platform via the Google Play Store also fall into this category. Alphabet earns money through licenses to smartphone manufacturers, but also through the Google Play Store. Hardware customers are also important. These customers, consumers who purchase Google hardware, such as Google Pixel phones and Google Nest products, account for about 2 to 3% of revenue. In addition to consumers, there are also companies that purchase Google hardware, for example, for smart office solutions. Although this hardware branch is not yet a dominant source, it is growing. YouTube is also an important part of Alphabet's customer base. However, it is difficult to attach an exact percentage to this, as the revenue from YouTube falls under advertising revenue, but subscriptions also fall under this. YouTube is used by billions of viewers, and the creators who make videos earn money through advertisements. Alphabet also earns money through the YouTube Premium subscription. Finally, there is Waymo, Alphabet's company that makes self-driving cars. At the moment, the revenue contribution is still small and not significant. Waymo focuses on passengers with robotaxi services, but also on logistics companies with autonomous freight transport. This is a potential growth market, but not yet an important source of income. We now look at Alphabet's competition. In the field of search engines and online advertising, Microsoft with Bing is the biggest competitor. Amazon is also a growing competitor in online advertising. Additionally, there are smaller search engines, such as DuckDuckGo, that are trying to capture a portion of the market. These companies directly compete with Google Search and Google Ads. In the cloud computing market, the competition is also significant. Amazon Web Services, or AWS, is the market leader in cloud computing. Microsoft Azure is also a strong competitor in this area. These companies are direct competitors of Google Cloud Platform, or GCP. In the field of operating systems, Apple is the biggest competitor in the mobile market. Apple directly competes with Google's Android operating system in smartphones and tablets. There is also a lot of competition in the browser market. Apple has Safari, Mozilla has Firefox, and Microsoft has Edge. These companies compete with Google Chrome. In the field of AI and machine learning, the competition is intense. Microsoft is an important competitor in the AI world. Amazon is also a growing player in this area. Additionally, there are various AI startups focusing on specific AI applications. These companies directly compete with Alphabet in AI and machine learning technology. In the hardware field, Apple is a significant competitor with their smartphones, tablets, and other hardware products. Samsung is also an important competitor in the Android world. Additionally, there are various other hardware manufacturers producing products that compete with Google's hardware products, such as the Pixel phone and Google Nest products. YouTube is not without competition either. TikTok is a growing competitor in the short video market. Meta, with Facebook and Instagram, also competes in video content and social media. These companies are competitors of YouTube in the video content field. Finally, there is the autonomous mobility market, where Tesla is the main competitor of Waymo, Alphabet's self-driving car company. Various car manufacturers are also developing autonomous systems and are thus competitors of Waymo. In short, Alphabet operates in a highly competitive market with many major players in different segments. The competition is intense and constantly evolving. It is clear that Alphabet has shown enormous revenue growth in recent years, and this is an important signal for investors. Alphabet's revenue has increased exponentially. This is due to Google's strong position in the search engine market, the growth of YouTube, and the rise of Google Cloud. Advertising revenue is still the largest source of income, but revenue from Google Cloud is also growing faster and faster. The revenue growth shows how great the demand is for the products and services that Alphabet offers. In addition to revenue, Alphabet's gross margin has also grown significantly. The gross margin shows how much money is left from the revenue after deducting direct costs. A rising gross margin means that Alphabet has become increasingly efficient in generating income. This rising revenue and gross margin are also reflected in Alphabet's operating income. Operating income represents the company's profit after operating expenses. These figures show that Alphabet has succeeded not only in growing revenue but also in improving profitability. In recent years, Alphabet has invested heavily in the development of new products and technologies, particularly in the areas of AI and cloud computing. These investments are important for the company's future growth. The strong growth in revenue, gross margin, and operating income is an important signal for investors. It shows that Alphabet is a powerful company with a solid financial foundation. The investments in new technologies are also an important signal that Alphabet is not only focused on the present but also has the future in mind. Alphabet's financial results are impressive and show that the company still has a strong position in the market and is well positioned to benefit from growth in the various markets in which it operates. The strong financial figures of recent years indicate that Alphabet's focus on the future and innovation is paying off. It is important to do your own research and keep an eye on the most recent figures and reports to get the best possible picture of Alphabet's financial performance. The trends are very positive at the moment. It is clear that Alphabet's stock price has risen significantly in recent years, attracting the attention of investors worldwide. Since its IPO, Alphabet's stock has shown impressive growth. The price has risen significantly over the years, reaching new highs several times. This growth is a result of the company's strong performance, successful innovations, and positive future expectations. The growth in revenue, as well as the growth in profit, has driven the stock price up. It is important to emphasize that Alphabet's stock price has not only risen. There have also been periods of consolidation and corrections. This shows that there are risks associated with the stock, despite the company's strong performance. The valuation of Alphabet is also something we need to consider. The price-earnings ratio, or PE ratio, is often relatively high and currently stands at over 25. This means that the market has high expectations for Alphabet's future profitability. However, the PE ratio is not the only indicator. It is also important to look at other financial indicators, such as revenue, profit margins, and cash flow. Alphabet's position in various markets and the potential for future growth also play a significant role in the valuation. The strong stock price growth shows that investors have a lot of confidence in Alphabet's future and the position the company holds in the tech world. It is a company with a strong reputation, a solid financial foundation, and a focus on innovation. However, it is important to do your own research and analyze the most recent figures and stock charts to get a good picture of the current situation. Alphabet's stock price has risen sharply, but it is not without risk. What the future holds is, of course, still uncertain, and it is important to take this into account in your decision. We now look at the pros and cons of Alphabet. On the positive side, we see that Alphabet has several strong assets. First, Google is dominant in the search engine market. Billions of people use Google, which provides a constant stream of revenue. Alphabet is also a leader in online advertising, with Google Ads as a major source of income. Alphabet is also a leader in the development and application of AI, with various innovative projects that are very promising. And Google Cloud has great growth potential, with an ever-increasing market share. Alphabet is a diversified company, with activities in various sectors such as AI, cloud computing, autonomous driving, and healthcare. This diversification makes the company less dependent on a single market. The company also has a strong financial position, with strong cash flow and a healthy balance sheet. Finally, Google's products and services have a huge reach, worldwide and among a wide variety of users. On the other hand, there are also downsides to consider. Alphabet is still very dependent on advertising revenue, and this income is sensitive to economic fluctuations and changes in user behavior. Alphabet is also under government scrutiny, with antitrust investigations and risks of fines. Alphabet operates in a competitive market with major players such as Amazon, Microsoft, and Apple, and the competition is intense. The stock is also often highly valued, which can lead to an increased risk of a price correction. Additionally, Alphabet has costly projects in various sectors, the success of which is not always certain. There is also increasing attention to privacy issues and the impact of Alphabet's data collection. Finally, there is the question of leadership, now that Google's founders are less involved in daily management. In short, Alphabet has important assets, such as market dominance in search, strong advertising revenue, a focus on innovation, growth potential in cloud, and diversification in various markets. But there are also certainly risks, such as dependence on advertising revenue, political pressure, competition, high valuation, costly projects, privacy concerns, and leadership. It is important to carefully consider both sides.